When discussing legendary songwriting duos in rock and roll, few can compare to the success and creativity of John Lennon and Paul McCartney. Yet, despite their historic partnership, the two did not always agree. At one point, Lennon even went so far as to suggest that McCartney had sabotaged his work. The conflict reportedly came during the Let It Be sessions, particularly over Lennon's ballad Across the Universe. Inspired by a conversation with his first wife, Cynthia, Lennon had first released the track on the World Wildlife Fund charity album No One's Gonna Change Our World. Later, the band revisited the song for what would become their final studio album. However, Lennon felt deeply dissatisfied with the results and believed McCartney had offered little genuine support. In a 1960 interview with Playboy, Lennon reflected on the experience. He described himself as feeling mentally drained and said that while McCartney's songs were given hours of fine-tuning and polishing, his own were often approached with a careless attitude. To Lennon, this difference in treatment felt like subconscious sabotage. He admitted that McCartney would likely dismiss this idea as mere paranoia, but Lennon insisted he truly believed it was real. McCartney, on the other hand, placed the blame elsewhere. He argued that the real issue lay in Phil Spector's heavy-handed production choices. Years later, McCartney revisited Across the Universe for the 2003 project Let It Be Naked, where he stripped away the orchestral arrangements and left only Lennon's vocals and guitar, George Harrison's tambura, and Ringo Starr's subtle drum taps. What Lennon might have thought about this later version will forever remain a mystery. What is clear, however, is that he held the song's lyrics in high regard. In 1970, he remarked that Across the Universe contained some of the finest words he had ever written, possibly even his best. Lennon considered the lyrics strong enough to stand alone as poetry, noting that they could be read without music and still retain their beauty.